Can you be Muslim but also be a vegetarian, or perhaps a vegan? Now for some the answer might be obvious, but at one stage of my life I wondered the answer to this question. It confused me actually. Meat had always been a part of my life and it was central to our culture as well. It had become so embedded in our lives that it seemed weird to even think of being a vegetarian. Which is why, because of this thought, I wondered if it was allowed in our religion to be vegetarian, to essentially stop consuming meat. Now don't expect this video to be a story on how I became a vegetarian Muslim, because it isn't. However, I believe this video will help to gain further knowledge on how we as Muslims can view vegetarianism and the consumption of meat. Let's begin with a simple analogy: eating an apple. This isn't an apple, but let's imagine it is. Eating an apple is considered to be halal, right? It is defined as being pbuh, or permissible, which means as Muslims we have a choice to either eat an apple or to not eat an apple. However, with food that is haram, we are commanded to not consume these things. It is crystal clear that we shouldn't be doing these things or eating these things. While the term haram defines something that is forbidden by God, the term halal defines something as permissible. If you realized, I didn't say halal means you are forced to do it. It means you have a choice to do it or to not do it. Now, in the same way, we know for a fact that eating mammal meat is considered halal as long as it is cut according to Islamic regulations. Right. So, since eating meat is considered halal, doesn't that mean we have a choice in it as well? Just because meat is halal doesn't mean we are forced to consume it, but we are rather given a choice regarding the matter. Bear with me, but it all comes down to this. Doesn't this mean that being a vegetarian is basically a personal choice and is essentially allowed in Islam? Yes, it is. Great. I'm glad we've established this, that being a vegetarian is allowed in Islam, since it comes down to a personal choice. Well, that answers the question, but that's not it. Let's take it a step further and understand how the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, looked upon this matter back in the day. Now, we indulge in meat so much in the modern world, but how was it back then? Well, I'll tell you, it's quite different. Believe it or not, but most of the meals of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, actually didn't consist of any meat. He was considered to be semi-vegetarian, or flexitarian as another term, as his diet would only occasionally involve meat. In fact, it was advised to not overindulge in meat and was seen to be makruh, or disliked. We also know of Umar radiallahu an, a companion of the Prophet, not letting his Muslim brothers eat meat 2 days in a row when he was the Khalifa. As he said, "Beware of meat because it has an addiction like the addiction of wine," which really showed the strong stance against excessive meat consumption. In today's world, however, this is not practiced as carefully enough, as we see many parts of the world eating meat on a daily basis. Humans are eating meat more and more every single year, with the numbers rising every year, showing that overconsumption of meat and food in general is a serious problem in the modern world. The companions of the Prophet expressed the need for a balance of meat in our diet, and in the following statement by Ali radiallahu anh, who is also a companion of the Prophet, he says, "Whoever forsakes eating meat for 40 days, his manners will be bad. And whoever eats meat for 40 days, his heart will harden." And with this we can see an extreme of both ends. Eating meat should always be approached with a balance in our lives, not eating too much and not eating too little over time. Now, this video wasn't to scare anyone into stopping their meat consumption or change anyone's mind, but rather for us as Muslims, or even those who may not be Muslim and are watching this, to understand vegetarianism and the Prophet's and his companions' practices regarding meat consumption. Everything in life is about balance. Based on the actions of the companions of the Prophet and the Prophet himself, many scholars have recommended a balanced diet when consuming meat, making sure to be considerate of the amount we eat. Not too much, not too little. Always balanced. Now let's all use this knowledge to be a bit more mindful and considerate when consuming meat, and remembering how our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to approach this matter. But before you go, be sure to like the video, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe to our channel for some exciting new videos. Thank you.